Hello and welcome back to episode 12 of Alan Wake. I'm Vic, and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. So let's see what the paint's got for us. Should I just start calling it Zane? I probably should. Pretty confident that it is Zane. Have I asked how cool it would be if this whole thing had just been written by Zane, and that this was really Zane's story? Alan Wake is just a character that Zane made up. Zane was doing his thing before Alan was born, so that could be consistent.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
So what happened to Alan and Alice when they thought they were in the cabin on Diver's Isle? Were they actually in the cabin? Is that where I'm going? I think that's where I'm going. Doesn't look super pathy, but I guess it is. We have to make it a path. As pushes go, Alan, that one left much to be desired. And kick. That was better, I guess. Anyway, when you want to knock something over and have it go in a particular direction, maybe giving it a little shove instead of a shoulder check is a better plan. Coffee! Coffee, come here! That's obviously a door that was bricked up. Can we kick that? Come on, give it a kick. Go down into the cellar. Then do a kick. I miss you, Tom. Did you write this? Tom, you talked to me on TV. Who is... Oh. Alright, so what's going on in here? Somebody lived here. CW, GW, and TZ. So TZ is Tom Zane. But who's W? Barbara Jogger was the Muse. Good job with the tension in this region. Oh, yes. So I'm guessing that 20 flares is my cap. And I'm really grateful to whatever nightmare is upstairs for letting me take my time and grab all these goodies. Who else we got? 2 more? That one's a jumper or a tackler. Make that 3 more. Have a flare. There's more upstairs. Okay, big guy down. All right. And now we go back up the stairs. And let's try not to do any more epic hero-style crashing through the floor, Alan, because that's not good for your knees, buddy. Yeah. Alright, don't forget about the coffee. We're not going to drink it, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't stuff it in our pocket. or just pour it in your pocket and throw away the thermos. That's my headcanon now. That's what Alan is doing with the coffee. He just holds his pocket open and dumps it in there.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Are they looking for something? And who's they?
I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
We can't get there fast, Alan. We didn't manage to
tried
get any
hold
chili
on to
dogs.
Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
How long a while? I've only lost a week. Or is that in my future? Still, that can't be right either.
Are you? Wait.
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
Giggity.
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, lady. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. We don't have a wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see? They get him writing for us. Please. Please. Oh. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. Ah!
Okay. Well, we know what's going to happen now. Time for some more copyrighted music. There it is. Alright, future me, don't forget about it this time. We almost forgot to cut it out last go around. End of episode 3. So, we saw a hint of a diver suit. Alright, you know what, if there's no more video, I'm gonna skip
Previously
it.
on Alan Wake. I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that Ryder just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
The truth.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
This doesn't look like a mental institution.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Time to slurp up some of that coffee in your pockets, my dude.
The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
This is definitely not what an institution looks like.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good. This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan. Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Cool sundial. I like that. In tenebris cadere. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated. Thomas Zane, in the memory of a dear friend and a poet. Interesting. So Zane was mostly erased, but he survives in that inscription.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread
It's
below
pretty
us.
epic.
I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you
That's a
is
lot
good
of
news.
glass.
Right now, we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I can't
I dug
do
my
it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside.
He looks like fun.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
If you want to take a predator, try it without a rifle.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson.
Ralph Waldo.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay, sorry. Boo.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike. Ooh,
It's
yeah.
trash, of course, but it does involve
Get
some
him to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Okay, so is that a self-insert? Is Emerson one of the developers? La 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 la.
Come, Alan, this way. Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Yeah, that's what the darkness wants. Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We're here to give you the specialized help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends and family to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they don't interfere with your therapy and/or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space, especially when they're engaged by their creative processes. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment that's been specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy, trademark, and its sister method, the flow trademark, work best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them. Yeah, that's consistent with a place where they lock and unlock the doors in front of and behind you.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers.
Oh, good, it is Odin.
Odin and Tor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
I still like them.
My head was... Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant, Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
Emil? That would be Emil Hartman, who now runs this
Or
place.
according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We
Sorry,
have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other rider.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, goddammit.
Cool. I want to hang out with those guys.
Built of harm close to the lake. A place of power.
Yes.
We
All right.
had parties there, man.
Those guys are running out of juice.
You should go there and have a party.
I really want to go there.
I'm a bad dream, and you can't wake up. You can't hurt a nightmare because all dreams are only imagined.
Who are you?
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
I was
Thanks,
just
Kermit.
struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better.
That's great. I'm
I guess
happy
I'd
for
better
you.
start wrapping this up. The storm is almost here. Look at that. I'd hate to be out there tonight.
I think I want to be out there tonight. Especially if I can find a flashlight.
So they won't shut up, and the writers won't shut up either because...
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Thanks, bro. Did you see what I did there? I totally just like blew him off. That was really cool, right? Come on, back me up. Okay, well, I guess since I don't have any keys, I don't really have any other options.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Ah, so that's when he started writing a different story, and that's when things went sideways. Well, except for the dead wife part. That was already pretty sideways, I think.
Hartman wanted me to write. I knew I couldn't, but I figured I should just play along.
Yeah.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Yeah. So it would be a lot cooler if I didn't just stay in my room.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
Cool.
It's my store. I'm taking it.
QR code. Let's see what that's about.
We're on a comeback tour, baby.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get back to that real quick.
Hammer's Way will have it say. Rise up in there.
AlanWake.com/tag3. Let's go and see what that's about. It's a GIF of a guy making a weird face, and the caption is, "Constipation. That looks painful." But pain is spelled P-A-Y-N-E, like a name. Like Max Payne, or Thomas Paine. Or maybe the guy making the weird face is named Payne. I don't know who that is. Why are these things in the game?
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Do you feel in control? Alright, so Barry might be locked up
Sinclair
in here too.
Looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair.
Okay.
The backstage is all yours.
I had to get to Hartman's
Seize
office.
your
He had taken
destiny.
all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
And there's Mjolnir.
Come out and face the music, Birch. It's time to pay the piper.
That idiot got cornered by a couple of crazy old guys. Or maybe by a couple of Norse gods. Or maybe both, given the way this game is going.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
Hartman is the boss.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Alright, I like these paintings. They're pretty rad.
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Alright, well, we are out of time for episode 12. So come back and see me in episode 13 for going out into the storm and getting rained on, and probably other more uncomfortable things. Talk to you soon.